Yobo, welcome to another episode of In the Life Iced with MightyFan, and I got a lot of hats to show. I've been neglecting on showing these hockey hat pickups, NHL hat pickups. I mean, some of these span back to goodness, November, December. Some are new. I do have an unboxing to get to. This one I'm real excited for too. It's another reason why I'm so happy that that new era, although it has been problematic on the wallet at times, but I'm very pleased that the new era has the rights to the NHL back, because there has been so many great hats that have come out in styles and in colorways and just with logos that I'm like, man, I've been waiting. Like all of us, right? And it's very cool to see these hats being produced. There's just so much variety out there. So many of these hat specialty places are making them every day. I mean, there's new sets coming out every day, and it's just it's very much appreciated, because it wasn't that long ago, right, where to really find a good NHL hat fitted or even a snap. I mean, you would have had to find the old stuff, because obviously, New Era didn't have the rights, and then Mitchell and Ness for a time they gave up the rights during I believe the Adidas years, and then they got them back and they started rolling some stuff out, and then New Era this off right before the season they got the rights back, and it's just been a landslide of just one great hat after another, and the problem with that is because there's so many good ones out there, it's like you can't get them all, and you kind of have to pick and choose. Now, the good thing about that is that, particularly with some logos and some designs, if something's really popular, it's just like all the other sports within the hat game. If a hat becomes real popular, a logo, a side patch, whatever, you're going to see a ton be made, right? And I know right now there's a few out there that are just instant sellouts. As soon as they hit, they're gone. But the good thing is, there's so many other, avenues where you can get them, right? And they'll come back. I mean, people know what sells, right? These hat companies are not dumb. They know what's moving off the shelves quick, and if they didn't make it and another company did, it's a copycat world, right? They see what's selling out there, they're going to get their hands on it, and they're going to make them. And we've had so many great sets come out, right? New Era has done a great job. Hat Club, we've had the usual suspects there. We've had Topper Store USA, Pro Image / Fan Treasures, Hat Dreams. I mean, you just name a company, and they've made some good, NHL hats, whether they're fitteds or snaps. I think Mitchell and Ness has come out with some pretty nice designs too, since getting the rights back. Including the one I'm wearing right here, which I've never seen this, and I guess I'll start with this one. I think this was a Black Friday pickup. This is a Freddie Flyer for the Flyers. I have no idea. I don't know if that was a concept for a mascot or something like that. I don't even know if Freddie Flyer was actually an actual mascot for the Flyers. I didn't do the deep dive research. I know Gritty, but I don't know if this is something from like the 60s, 70s, 80s. I really don't know, but kind of looks like it has a 60s vibe, maybe 70s vibe. Obviously, the Flyers were winning a lot back in the 70s, but in the Bully years. But, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this logo before. Maybe some of the old heads know what it is, but, it was a grab for me when I saw it. Good green under, so it's got a little vintage look to it. It's a snap, but it does have the logo on the side. Mitchell and Ness on the back with the snaps. Freddie Flyer right there. This is the only thing I've seen they've made. They haven't made a shirt or anything like that yet. Maybe they will. Kind of a cool logo. Kind of a cool looking guy. But, Freddie Flyer. So, you learn something different every day. But I do believe this was a Black Friday pickup. Going back. Just one of the hats that I, just kind of fit, I didn't show that one yet. Let me show it. And I'm pretty sure the rest of these I never showed. So, we're gonna get into this here, right? Speaking of the Flyers, I got a couple other pickups. These were both, I believe, both were Toppers USA store pickups. So shout out to all the good people at Toppers USA Store, Pierre, and all of you, continually just putting out hats every day. It's crazy. It's just nonstop. But we got the Broad Street Bullies hat right here with the Broad Street Bully logo on the front. Good green under. I've seen a couple versions of this guy. Sometimes you see him with the orange hair. They did it with the white hair. But it is what it is. It's still the same logo. You got the 50th anniversary on the side. And every time you get anything from Toppers, you know the thread's going to be on point. I mean, look at that shine. That's just beautiful right there. Broad Street Bullies with the Flyers logo in the back. Nice little touch on the back. You got the orange squatchy. Got a good green under, black gut, which I'm appreciative of. New era flag in the orange. Very, very nice. They've done such a great job with all the NHL hats they've put out. But the Flyers they've done, really nice. I've really been impressed with what they've done with the Flyers. And I got two of them. I got this guy, and I got the Gritty. Speaking of Flyers mascots, right, I think they did one of the best Gritty hats I've ever seen. There's Gritty right there on the front. Again, you got the good gray. This is another 5950 fitted by Toppers USA Store. Gritty signature on the on the side. NHL shield. Going around. Black squatchy on top. Two-tone. Love the two-tones, of course. Beautiful, beautiful hat. Really, really nice. Of course, you got Gritty there. And just, that metallic look right there. And you can see it on the hockey stick. Really, really nice hat right here. So I was glad to grab it when they issued it a bit ago. Let's say it was like maybe a couple months back. This one I was glad that I had a chance at this. This flew. This one when it first hit. I think this was Hat Dreams. Instant gone, right? And then I think they got a little restock in. And the only way I knew about it, and sometimes it's all about timing, as we all know in the collecting game, right? I was on the FHS community. I just happened on there, and I saw a thread about this. Someone got it, and they put the link to where it was available, and it just so happens they had my size available. And this is such a unique, and I love the concept of this hat. It's a Winter Classic hat, and it has a theme of a baseball team because the game was played in a baseball stadium, and it's one that I kind of know of just a little bit. So we got the Flyers in the Phillies colorway because the Winter Classic was played at Citizens Bank Park. Now, they lost that game to the Rangers, but still, I love this. This is just, again, and this is one of those things that makes it fun, right? It's different. It's not the Flyers colorway. It's not supposed to be. They did a Phillies-themed hat for this because the game was played at Citizens Bank Park. And there's the logo on the side. You got that... the Winter Classic from 2012, and I have the Claude Giroux jersey, so, that would be a nice little combo wombo. I might even wear this to a Phillies game this year, what the heck, right? Maybe during the NHL draft or something like that, during the offseason or free agency, if the Flyers make a big move and I'm at a Phillies game, or I'm going to a Phillies game, I can always throw this on. But love the thread on that, the metallic look right there on the side patch, really well done on that. You can really see that with the, how they did that, really, really nice. You got the NHL shield on the back, more metallic thread on the, dazzle twill there on the side, and then again, it also has it on the silver and on the blue for the Flyers logo, and again, it's in Phillies colorway. I know Pancake probably loves this. Like, this is the type of thing I could see Pancake would have designed this, to be honest. Shout out to Pancake. But you got the blue squatchy. So again, this kind of looks like a Phillies, their regular hat, but it's Flyers. It's a Flyers colorway. Good gray and the black gut, which of course I love. Love this hat. I was so glad to get a chance at this because for me it's all about the combo wombo, right? But I love doing this. I love getting, matching two different teams in the city, right, and having their same colorway on the hat. It just goes well together. So. I can wear this with a Phillies hat. I might wear it with the Giroux, Winter Classic from 2012 at some point, and it definitely works together. So there you go. And you also got the tonal New Era flag on the side. Beautiful job there. And I believe this was Hat Dreams where I got this. It was like a month or so ago, but I was just so stoked to, get another shot at it. I honestly, I mean, when I saw it was gone, I'm like, damn, I missed out on it. And then lo and behold, about a couple weeks later, I have a second chance. So I consider myself real lucky with that one. Because that's definitely, if you see that on a secondary market, they're going to want boku bucks for it. But, glad I was able to get it and pay retail, so that's even better. This was a Pro Image / Fan Treasure pickup. Shout out to my buddy Anthony over at Pro Image. Franklin Mills. I think they're going to rename the name to the Franklin Mall or something like that, but at any rate. Seattle Kraken. Again, the two-tone 5950. This is with the inaugural on the side. I did not have a Kraken hat with the inaugural, and I do have that jersey. The Yanni Gord that I got from Cool Hockey sometime last year or maybe the year before. I forgot. I know it was within maybe early last year, and it has the inaugural on the front. So I wanted to get a Kraken hat with the inaugural patch on the side. And it's a white jersey, so this will go really well with it. It's the home white jersey, so this will go real well with it. Got that mint going on there. Really nice. Of course, that logo, really, really nice. Got the NHL shield on the back. Black New Era flag. Two-tone again. Black squatchy. Good gray with the black gut. Again, I'm a fan of that. So there you go. This was something that they dropped. Goodness, I kind of want to say this was December. If I'm not mistaken, maybe early January, but I know I got it from Franklin Mills at that time. This I had to pre-order because this was an instant sellout from Topper's USA store. But the good thing about that is that a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times when they have a hat, sell out quick, they'll do a pre-order. Like I said, Toppers is really good about trying to get you the hat. Like, if you miss out on it, you might have another chance. You just have to keep your eyes open, right? It took a little while to get it. I understand these things happen, right? But I did get it. This was their first ever version of this logo on this team's hat. And so we have the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Gasparilla. Beautiful hat. Love this. This is going to go with all my Lightning jerseys. Just because it's something different. So, as I believe, if I remember the story correct, this was going to be worn on like a opening skate jersey. It wasn't going to be worn during a game, but they were going to wear it, because obviously Tampa has a big pirate theme, and this is something that they wanted to do, and I think it got nixed. I think they weren't able to do it. I don't remember why. Maybe because of the logo. I don't know. The skull. I don't know. But they were going to do this for like a pregame skate. And that jersey, and then they were going to, I believe, auction off the jerseys and everything. But it got nixed, if I remember the story. This is a couple years ago. Beautiful, though, look and design. And hopefully maybe someday they can do it. I would absolutely love to see them wear this as an alternate jersey. If they can get this logo and wear it on as the front crest or even on the shoulder, I think that would just be awesome if they could do it. I love that logo, and I'm real glad that Topper's USA store was able to do it. Now, you've seen it a few times since, but I believe they were the first to do this, at least the first that I ever saw. And like I said, I pre-ordered this in October last year, and I got it, I think it was mid-January. So, but I love just the overall look of that. I love the thread, that dazzle twill going on there. Love that logo. And then you got the side patch there for the Lightning. Again, kind of a pirate theme with the ship wheel design going there with the spokes. Very nice. You got the NHL logo on the back. You got the good gray with the black gut. But again, that logo is just crazy. And I do hope someday they can wear it. Even if it's like a pregame skate deal. But you got the New Era flag on the side. Got a little stuff fuzzies on here. But, yeah, so there it is. The Gasparilla 1.0 from Topper's USA store. This one, I believe these two. Now the story behind these two, these were I got these from Hat Club, and so this is kind of funny. So these were delivered to the wrong house. These were delivered a couple blocks away from me by the mail. And the reason it got delivered there was a house on that street that had the same address, but my same house number, but it's the wrong street. So it got to, and I was, because I do set up for to be alerted via text whenever I have a package delivered, because you can kind of, it's one of those things that you can set up with the USPS online, and you basically can follow, basically you can track it, and they'll send you a text with updates like, oh, this package is supposed to be here by, whatever the date is, and then the date of, you get an early morning text out for delivery, and then once the item gets delivered, you get another text, your item's been delivered. So this was like on a Friday. I want to say about maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks. And I got the text that it was delivered around noon, and I usually don't get mail delivered that early unless it's the holidays, and it wasn't the holidays because it was January. And so I was like, okay, well, that's kind of odd, but okay. Go outside, there's no package. Look all over the outside of the house, there's no package. I actually went up and down the street, looking at the porches, and there was no packages. So I put a claim in with the USPS. I went to the post office, informed them about it. It's what it is, right? And I got a text from a number I didn't know who it was from. And it was the person, this is like the next day, so this is Saturday. The person who these were delivered to, I guess, found my number. They texted me, because my name and, address and all is on the box. They texted me, said, hey, your package is outside of the house. I mean, how cool is that, right? And that just shows you what day and age we live in, right? I mean, before texting and all, I probably don't get this package. But they wrote me, they were nice enough to say, hey, I got your package, it's outside. I had the GPS, I found their house a couple blocks away, and lo and behold, there was the package. They said they were going to leave it out in the front door, outside the front door. And so I was able to get them. I did not think I was going to get these. I honestly, I was just hoping to get my money back. And lo and behold, like the next day, they're in my hand, and I was able to talk to the post office. Said, yeah, the package has been collected. The person who had it let me know, so all's well that ends well. Amazing. Yeah, I was shocked. Like when I got that text, I'm like, is this for real? And they sent me a picture, and it was a picture of the box with my name and address right on there. Like I said, they had the same house number, but it's a different street. So it was an oopsie by the USPS, but I don't know. Maybe it was someone new working that day. You never know. So I got these two, and again, I'm thankful that I have them in my hand, because I did not think I was going to get these when they were not here. I'm like, well, and I couldn't find them. I couldn't find the package. I'm like, well, this is probably it. But there's good people out there. There really is. So I know I have one Islanders fisherman hat. I had to get this one again. You can never have enough of the fisherman, right? But also because it has the 25th on the side, and at some point I do want to get the jersey with the 25th on there. Either I get one, or maybe Mitch. I've told Mitchell and this. I told that, and I know they don't really do, the store they work, they're not really behind the jerseys that get made for the most part. But I'm like, there's a couple jerseys that you guys got to do for the power play line. You guys got to do it. You guys got to do the butter knife Sabres, and you guys got to do the fisherman Islanders with the 25. I want to see a Ziggy Palffy or whoever the player is. It doesn't even matter. I just want an Islanders fisherman with the 25 patch on there. And I have the hat ready to go for it. So there it is, the 25. You got the good gray black gut. Mint on the top for the squatchy. Big logo on the front. Tonal. New Era flag. NHL shield. But yeah, like I said, I have one that I got from Topper's USA store. The first time I ever saw one that when they made it, I was glad to get that one. But then when I saw this from, I wanted, and I'm pretty sure it was Hat Club. But the 25 on the side, that sold me. That definitely sold me. And of course the two-toe. You can never go wrong. So a cool little story to go with these two. At least these two. This next one, for whatever reason, like most of my Red Wing jerseys are white. I have one Red Wings jersey, Gordie Howe, but I have a white Gordie Howe. I have a white Steve Yzerman, and I have a white Pavel Datsyuk. So the white jerseys, I actually those are my favorite of the Red Wing jerseys. I'd still love to get a Fedorov. I mean, that's on my hit list. There's other players too that I would love to get. Red Wing jerseys are just so classic. You can never go wrong. So I didn't have in my collection a white Red Wings hat. Now, I'm not a huge fan of white hats, as we know, but this was just so nice. I couldn't let this one get away. You got the two-tone, plus the fact that the last time I saw a Red Wing hat with the Joe Memorial on the side, it sold out real quick. So here's the Red Wing two-tone again. You got the Joe Louis, the final season patch. And I love, again, the metallic, you know, that Dazzle Twill thread. Beautiful right there. NHL logo. You got the red squatchy, again, the two-tone. Same as a lot of these, the gray under with the black gut, which is great for a white hat. But just love this. And this will go with every single white Red Wings jersey I have, because you think of the Joe, all those players played in it. So it doesn't really matter if it was like that season. Although I am remiss, I wanted to get a jersey like a Larkin or whatever player it was, because they had the patch on their jersey, and I think they also had, because that season Gordie Howe passed away, so they wore a 9. It's a very decorated jersey, and I think it was even the season with the 100th. There's so much going on in that jersey, and I never got it. And I always felt bad. So Mitchell and Ness, if you ever want to do that for a power play. I almost want to say Datsyuk. I know there were some other players on that team. But I know Larkin was there. I almost want to say Zetterberg was on that team still at the time. And that would be a nice one to have. A big name on the back with all patched up. Oh, my. Woo! We all know what I think of those, right? Yeah. That will happen at some point. And particularly now that I have the hat with the patch. Oh, my God. That jersey has to happen at some point. And I know you can find them. You know, I'm sure there's places that do them in, you know, customization, or you can find the old original. I really haven't deep dived into eBay for Red Wing jerseys. At this point, I think that might be a little dangerous, so I'm going to try with the Eagles making a run. So a lot of things are going to be put on hold until after the Super Bowl, and if all goes the way we hope, maybe a little after, maybe about a month or two after the Super Bowl. So I'm sure there'll be some spending going on for hopeful Super Bowl merch. But yeah, that Red Wing jersey is certainly on my hit list. So this was another one from Topper's USA store. It's the first time. Now, I've seen this hat in black, tonal black. And this one goes absolutely perfect. I would have gotten the black one if I didn't get this one. You know, I had the black one in my cart. I think it was New Era that made them. But the fact that Topper's USA store decided to do one in color, it just hits that much more. So we got the Buffalo Sabres. And as we know, I've shown in a previous In the Life Iced vid, the Pierre Turgeon Power Play Mitchell and Ness, same patch on the front, the 20th. So this hat will definitely go with it. Same logo as the crest of the jersey, that old school Buffalo Sabres logo. You got the New Era in the yellow. And there's the 20 on the side that's on the front of that jersey. So, Combo Wombo reasons, you know. There it is. 1990 season. And there's the NHL shield with the stars on the top. Now, I'm telling you, the Sabres anniversary patch that people are sleeping on is the 25th. The 20th is a nice patch. The 25th is even better because it's got the saber swords in it. Beautiful, beautiful logo. I mean, I think that I got Dominic Hasek vibes with that one because I know he was a Sabre at that time. I've seen jerseys with that patch on there. I'm telling you, man, if people start getting, you know, the Sabres really haven't been done as much, I think, as maybe they should, because they have always done a really nice job with their anniversary patches. You get one with the 25, you get a hat with the 25 on the side, that will happen. That will happen because I know I want to get the jersey. I know for sure I want to get the jersey with that 25. That could be another idea for Mitchell and Ness for their power play jerseys. That Hasek with the 25. Go. That could be very. Although this could be very dangerous for me if like they start pumping some of these things out. It's like. I mean, I would absolutely salivate. I told them I will go. They bring if they do the butter knives, Hasek, and they put and they have it in the. I'm going right to the store. I told them I'm coming right over. I am taking that one home because the get an original. I've seen them. I have some in my watch list, but the sellers know what they are and they want big time money because it was an alternate. At the time, it was an eyesore. People didn't like that jersey back in the day. I liked it. It was actually one of my favorite Sabre jerseys. And I would love to get a Hasek or, I mean, just name a player. I mean, Shatan, Zhitnik, any of those guys from that team, right? It's just the butter knives. Oh. I need that jersey. So if Mitchell Ness does it, that's going to be hard for me to not grab it right away. So speaking of Mitchell Ness, this I think was another Black Friday deal. Got the Penguins, two-tone snapback. Never seen this patch on the side of a Penguins hat with the 30th. So I figure, this would go pretty good with some of the Penguin jerseys I have from this time period, mainly Lemieux. But, so, there you go. Little Mitchell Ness action right there, snap. Good green under with the black gut. Snap. Robo Penguin on the front. I've always liked that logo. I know I'm a Flyers fan, and that might be sacrilege, but I've always liked the Robo Pen logo, so, now I did know, I know I think it was the last In the Life Iced vid, I did show the Johnny Gaudreau, Columbus Blue Jackets jersey. So around that same time when I got that jersey, I got this. This was on sale on New Era. And got the Blue Jackets New Era snap two-tone to go with Johnny Hockey. Rest in peace. Where's got the snaps on the back. Good gray with the black gut. A lot of black gut in this vid, which I'm happy for. I prefer the black gut hats, but believe me. I don't remember if I showed this one or not, and if I did, I apologize for seeing it twice. So I did get that Trevor Linden, Vancouver Canucks, the part of the power play line by Mitchell and Ness with that beautiful anniversary logo, which they still have yet to put on a hat. I don't know what some of these companies are not seeing. I don't. Even Mitchell and Ness hasn't done it. They made the jersey with it. They still have yet to make a hat with the damn logo on it. Come on, Mitchell and Ness. You're better than this. Anyhow, but speaking of Mitchell and Ness, I did get this one to go with that jersey. And maybe some others, you never know. You got the big, bold skate logo in the front. This is a fitted old school Mitchell and Ness. It's got the NHL with the stars. Mitchell and Ness on the back. This is yellow squatchy, good green under with a black gut. Big, bold Vancouver Canucks skate logo on the front. This one will go with Trevor Linden. I have a Pavel Bure that this will go with. I mean, just any Canuck jersey with the skate logo on the front, this will go with for sure. I still want to get. I hope someone does a hat with that logo. Oh, the anniversary logo. Oh, it's just too nice. It looks good enough on the jersey. Imagine it on the hat. Ooh. Anyhow, shout out to all my Bay Area viewers. I know, like Bay Area, like Rez, right? Angel, Hazor. I talked a little to Hazor today because he's a diehard Kings fan. I said, why did they trade Fox? I know they got a Kings ransom for picks, and good on them for doing that because certainly the Mavericks didn't. Where the hell how do you trade Luka for basically AD straight up? What? And why does the NBA allow this to happen? This is why the NBA. And I grew up, I don't want to get on a tangent. I know this is more of a hockey video. I grew up with the NBA in the 90s. It was one of my first loves. the way this league is today, it's borderline unwatchable unless you're a fan of one of those teams. Like if you're a Celtic fan or a Laker fan or even a Thunder fan or a Nuggets fan. I mean, you're still living the life. But most of us that are not fan, like I'm a Sixer fan. I've been struggling since God knows when with this team, right? And it's just first of all, it's a 3-point shooting contest every game. And okay, I get it, right? The Warriors won a lot by doing that, and okay, but now it's like every team, and it's just like, you can do other things, right? And then you have these dopey trades, and the NBA just allows this to happen. You have players not playing, load management. You have hockey players nearly dying on the ice, and they play the next day. Oh my God! And I try my best to keep with it, and it's tough. And then you see trades like that. I mean, Adam Silver, what the hell? It just looks bad. And I'm not saying that a commissioner just has to step in, but every now and then, you gotta see what's going on. You're losing viewership. It's not a good product. And then you allow dumb trades like that. First of all, the Mavericks owner and GM, they're just stupid. There's no other way to put it. They're dumb. Why they would, first of all, if you're going to trade Luka Doncic, and I get it, things happen. Your only move is to go to the Lakers, a team in the Western Conference, keep in mind. A team that, if you move them there, they're going to be really good. You're going to have to deal with them over the years. But your only move is to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, who has trouble staying on the court. We have a guy in Joel Embiid who has trouble staying on the court. Could you have come to us? Maybe, Luka and Maxey, we could have had them. I mean, when Embiid's on the court, he's pretty damn good. No, Anthony Davis was the one. Sometimes I don't want to be one. I don't want to do a hot take. I'm not a hot take guy, but sometimes I feel with some of these teams, the league has a little wink under the table stuff going on where maybe they're giving a little money, for some of these things to happen. Like, we need the Lakers to always be good. I'm sorry, I'm a Sixer fan. Can we be good once in a while? I mean, that would be okay. Why do the Lakers always have to be good? It's like, come on, man. Come on. Enough. And I guess Wemby's next, right? Wemby, they got Fox. I guess both of them will be a Laker in next season, right? Because that, we need to complete the team. Oh God, it's just so hard. It's maddening. And again, I love the sport. I played basketball. Like I said, I've been with the NBA since the '90s. It just makes it so tough. You see moves like that. You see teams that don't play players. The Sixers. The guy sits. George is out with a pinky. A pinky? I got an Eagles team. I got a guy playing on one leg in the Super Bowl. Like, again, I had to speak my piece on that. I'm sorry. It's beyond frustrating, And no disrespect to Laker fans. I know Pistol. I mean, you guys just keep living the good life. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't. But as a fan of another team in the NBA, a team that just continually struggles, and the load management, not this guy not playing and that guy not playing, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. It never stops. It's just beyond frustration at this point. And then you see that trade, and it's just such a dumb trade. And it's like, what was the thought process? Well, there wasn't one. That's obvious. Why are you not shopping him around the league? You could have gotten so much more. So much more than a broken down AD and a draft pick. For Luka Doncic. You got to be kidding me. It wouldn't matter. Look, he could have gone to any team. If that was the type of package they got in return, it would have been the same for anything. The Lakers are one of the have teams. They're not one of the have-nots. They're one of the haves. And they've been that way for quite a long time. So that just makes it even that more curious in my mind as, okay, all right, well, LeBron's close to retirement, and Luka, he's 25. All right, AD, yeah, and a pick. It makes sense. That was just so bad. So bad. And it's not a good look for the league. It just isn't. I'm sorry. Unless you're a Laker fan, you're dancing in the streets, I get it. But that's not a good look for the league to let something like that happen. I mean, that's a move. You can't even make that move on 2K25. That would be rejected in the video game. There's no way it would have gone down, right? Adam Silver just allows this stuff to happen. It's so bad. The NBA it has just become so bad under his watch. It just really has. And I know I'm a frustrated Sixer fan, but it's unacceptable anymore. Unacceptable. And I see how these players play in hockey. I see in football, even baseball to an extent. Basketball, it's such a pampered, just watered down league. There's only a few really good teams, and that's it. The rest is just, okay, well, eventually the good players on some of these other teams are just going to be traded to some of those teams because we always have to have the super teams. And it's just, it's just beyond frustrating. I'm sorry. I didn't want to get on the soapbox about that, but this is in the life. And I couldn't believe that happened over the weekend. That was not a good look for the league. I'm sorry. It just wasn't. Anyhow, back to the hats. But yeah, my Bay Area friends and viewers, I've always loved the Sharks logos. I've always been a fan of their jerseys, their gear. I don't have a lot of Sharks gear. I have some jerseys, I have some hats. But this particular logo, they wore it on the shoulders. I always wish they wore it as a crest logo because it's such a striking shark. And this is probably one of my all-time favorite shark logos. I know it's been on a bunch of hats, but this one I got a while back. This was one of the first ones that I saw done, and at least from maybe not a store, a team store exclusive or something like that. But Toppers USA store did this a while back. And I was glad to get it. I jumped on it right away. And we got the Sharks there with that just mean shark. I still wish that was a crest. If they put that, and they put it on the shoulders, which I still have to get a Sharks jersey with that. But if they put that as the crest, oh, man, that would have been that much better. I've always loved that look, that shark. Like, that is a fierce freaking shark right there, right? Beautiful. Love the overall look. I love the dazzle twill on there. And you also have the SJ, which was another shoulder patch that they wore for a time. Same shark, so you kind of have the logo twice, but beautiful. You got the NHL shield. You got the black New Era flag. Good gray with the black gut. Really, really like this. This is one of my favorite Sharks hats. And I actually just ordered another one off of I keep getting like New Era and Hat Club. I don't want to say one over the other, so I have to think about it. Off of New Era. New Era put out a really nice set of NHL hats recently, and I got the Sharks one coming. And that goes with one of my Shark jerseys. So actually a couple of the Shark jerseys. So there you go. And this last one here, we've made it to the end. Until the unboxing. This is one of the reasons that I was so glad when New Era got the rights back, because I knew we were going to start seeing some of these logos pop up back on hats, and good hats. And for a while, I wanted a good version of this hat. And the ones I've seen, and I would have gotten one of them, were like the vintage ones. Some of them weren't in great shape. Other ones, the seller, because it was vintage, they wanted way too much money. And the Sabres started wearing this as a throwback a few seasons ago. And so when New Era got the rights, I was looking forward to this being one of the ones they do. And I want to say, you know what? This was a New Era pickup. When they first issued this hat, I was just so happy because finally I have a chance of getting a really good version of this. And we got the goat head Sabres. And, for a long time, you just didn't see this on a hat. And a good one. And, this was one of the first fitteds that came out when New Era got the rights back. And they made it, I think, early in the season. They did a set of these fitted NHL hats. and this was in that set. And I just jumped all over it because I wanted this hat. I've had a Dominic Hasek vintage goat head Sabres jersey in my collection for years that I never could get a hat for. I just couldn't find the right one, or the seller wanted gobs of money for it, right? So when New Era got this and they did it, I was so happy to find this. Good gray with the black gut. It's a tonal black. It's got the New Era flag, of course, in red there on the side. It's also got the it's got some fuzzies on here. The NHL logo in red on the back. Tonal squatchy, beautiful hat. Love it. Big bold logo right there on the front. The goat head saber. And I know that recently I've seen a two-tone version of this that I gotta have some point, because I mean, this is awesome, but a two-tone, oh yeah, that's in my wheelhouse right there. So I want to get that. That's probably going to be my next hat pickup, and of course I'll share it with all of you once I get it. But I love the goat head logo. I would still love to get some more jerseys with it. I want to get a white jersey with it. On there. And this hat, the cool thing about this one is it would go with the black or the white jersey. Like, this goes with both. And even the two-tone would too. But this one, just because it's that tonal black, it goes with any goat head jersey that I would get, including the Hasek, which I already own. So, very cool. And this is one of the reasons I was so excited when New Era got the rights back to the NHL. Because I knew it would allow me and others who've wanted good NHL hats, fitteds, or even snaps, for a long time. It just, they weren't available because the licensing rights just wasn't there. Now, I wasn't a huge hater of Fanatics. I understand the argument, right, that their hats, were always hit or miss. I thought they did some decent designs over the years, but for the most part, I can understand it. They were very light hats. I'm not a hater of light hats because obviously in the summer months and the hot months, I mean, I can kind of wear them a little easier than obviously something like this would be kind of hard. When it gets a little hotter out there, like a 5950. But the light hats, or snaps, or, just something. My favorite still are the Flex Fits, the 3930s. At any rate, I knew once the rights came back for New Era, they were going to pump out a bunch of hats. And I still would like to see more of the vintage lines. I'd still like to see more hats with logos and designs that you just don't see as much. And I'm sure they'll get to them. This is only the first year. I mean, this is going to be going on for how many years, right? But I'm just stoked. I love the fact they've been pumping them out. I love all these companies making them. It's hard because you kind of have to pick and choose, at least I do, for the ones that I want to really grab, and then others that, if it stays around, maybe I'll get it later, or if I miss out, there'll be another option down the road. But as you can see, I certainly been piling them up over the past few months, and I just didn't get around to showing him in a video format here on my channel until today. So anyhow, let's get to this unboxing. Speaking of another logo that I've wanted on a hat for so long, particularly after I got the jersey, and this is from Hat Club. Let's see here. Got the deal here. Got the invoice, or the receipt. Oh yeah. This is yet again why I'm so glad New Era got the licensing rights back. Oh, this is beautiful. Now, Toppers USA store did a version of this, and the only thing about it that I thought they did a really nice job with it, as they do with all their hats, but the only thing about it is it had the old Atlanta Flames logo on there. And I didn't really, I don't know, maybe I look at things a little too much sometimes, and I'm like, all right, well, I understand why they did it, and I do understand, like for the alternate captain, they that old Atlanta Flames logo on the Blasty jerseys is very similar to, their old Atlanta Flames. The alternate A is very similar to the Atlanta Flames logo, the old Atlanta Flames logo. So that's probably why they put it on the side of the hat. But to me, it was too much like the Atlanta Flames. I'm like, this is a Calgary Flames thing. If I want a Blasty, but I want Calgary Flames. I don't want to see that A on there. That's even I understand the argument. I get it. Maybe it was for the alternate captain. I don't know, but I still see that. I think Atlanta Flames, and this is more of a Calgary Flames thing. So not only that, I wanted to see a two-tone done. And as soon as I saw this from Hat Club, I mean, my eyes just bugged out like they are right now, because it was exactly what I wanted. And I mean, if I would have designed this hat, this is exactly how I would have designed it. So we got the Blasty, Calgary Flames, two-tone, black dome, red brim. This is exactly how I would have designed it. Big logo on the front with the red squatchy. No side patch, but it does have the Calgary C on the back, and that's what they wore on their shoulders. The shoulders for this jersey, at least for the reverse retro and the alternate that they wear today. That's how they did it, with the white Calgary Flames C on the shoulders. So definitely Johnny Gaudreau vibes for sure. I have that Johnny Gaudreau in this. This hat will be worn with it. I'm just so happy that this got made. This was like, we need more Blasty hats. We just do. But this was so well done. So shout out to Hat Club for this. This is beautiful. This is exactly what I had hoped for. Not to say the Toppers USA one wasn't nice. It was very nice. It sold very well. Awesome for them. But that A on this, I needed just a Blasty with the Calgary C. That's what I wanted to see. So I was real happy that someone did it. And there it is. This is, like I said, I would have designed this exactly the same. So I'm glad this got done. And this definitely goes with the Blasty. This will go with any other Blasty jersey that I get. Now, if they ever make like a two-tone, I know I'm futzy with this stuff. If they ever made a two-tone, because I know recently, and I'm sure you can still find the old vintage jersey, but recently Mitchell & Ness, part of their Power Play collection, they put out a Jerome McGinley Blasty. I can't say that 5 times fast, but a Jerome McGinley Blasty, and it's the red jersey. So if they ever made like a two-tone with the red dome and the black brim with this, that would certainly go with any of the red jerseys from back in the day. Hopefully someone does. I'm sure they will. I mean, where there's money to be made, of course they will. And this is a very popular logo, we all know, right? Whether it's on a jersey, a hat, a shirt, a hoodie, anything, right? The Blasty logo is still one of the best in the history of hockey, in my opinion at least. Always been a fan of this logo. When I was younger, I thought it was a dragon. So, obviously, he's fire, right? It's a horse. I mean, obviously. But anyhow, there it is. Good gray. Got the black gut. I think every single hat had the black gut, which I'm a fan of. I think the white gut I do get, but I just always prefer a black gut just because I'm a bit of a sweater. So, but this is awesome. I'm so happy to have this, as I am with all these hats, because like I said, there was a time you couldn't get them. I mean, and to find the vintage ones were very hard, and sometimes and because it's vintage, you had to find them. Not only did you have to find them, but then you had to hope they were in good shape. And then some of the sellers, because they know what they have something popular and it's vintage, they wanted way too much money. So it was really like working against us, right? So I'm so glad that New Era got the rights. I'm glad that Mitchell & Ness got the rights back, because we're seeing a lot of really good NHL snaps, fitteds, what have you, A-frames, what have you, being done. I would like to see some more flex fits done. I said 3930s. I'm a bit of a fan of those, but I'm sure they will come with time too. This is awesome. Like, this, to me, like, for what I love to do with the combo wombo, as we all know, like, this is perfection, because now I have, it's like a painter with a palette. There's so many colors, there's so many different ways that you can do stuff, and this just allows me to do even more for hockey, which I've wanted to do for a long time. I just didn't really have the means, because there wasn't a lot out there new that I can go out and just readily get, Now, obviously, some of these hats, like I said, they sell out quick, so sometimes you really got to be on your game. But, like I said, the good thing is when there's a logo or some sort of side patch that becomes real popular, it gets done so many times you will not miss it. And I know the more recent one that's become real popular is the Red Wings octopus hat. And I still want to get one. Those are instant sellouts at this point, but because they sell so good, there's going to be tons of them out there eventually. So I'll get my hands on one. Maybe Pro Image will do one. I can just go there and get it. Anthony? Or maybe Mitchell Ness does them, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Toppers USA does one, and if I don't get it, maybe there'll be a pre-order afterwards. There'll be a way to get it. But the octopus, the Red Wings hat, that would be pretty cool. Because, when you think of the Red Wings, you think of that too, right? So that would be a cool thing. Anyhow, that's it, man. I had quite a clip here to show, right? These, again, some of these go back from Black Friday, maybe even a little before. And since I just haven't gotten around to showing them, so I kind of been gathering them up and do one big vid with them. Like I said, I have another hat on the way, a Sharks hat. I do want to get that two-tone Sabres. Hopefully that will be happening. And I know one of the big things now is the All-Star logo hats. I think today, actually, New Era put out a nice set, all black dome, tonal. But there's some side patches that are really nice. I like the Capitals one. That's a big one. That's a big hitter, too. The Capitals All-Star. I forgot the year of that one, but it's a big logo. And you see it on different hats with the old Capitals logo, which is cool. There's been some really nice Capital hats being made, too, with the Screaming Eagle, of course, the logo, or the old school logo, the worded out Capitals. There's been some really nice ones put out there. They're pretty much instant sales. Like, when you see them, they're not there for long. I don't blame it. I mean, they're just so nice. Some of those old logos. But there it is. So, there's always going to be something, and obviously, you just have to keep your eyes open. I always do. Like I said, can't always grab them. Sometimes you're just not able to do it. And I missed out on stuff. But every time I miss out on something, that means there's room for something else at some point. So that's just how I look at it. Like I said, those two hats, I thought I thought I lost them, but thanks to that neighbor, for being honest about it and sending me a text, I was able to get them, and that was just one of those kind of cool stories, And, as with the NHL right now, I mean, I know there's been some trades. I mean, obviously, one of the guys I recently got a jersey for was moved to the Hurricanes. But it's cool because the jersey was from a few years ago. But Ratinen was traded to the Hurricanes for Natchez, and pretty good trade for both teams. I mean, we talked about the Doncic for AD trade, just so one-sided. That trade actually, the trade that was pulled off for two very good players, actually worked for both teams. So that was like a fair kind of trade, right? I know JT Miller just kind of went back to the Rangers. He was a Ranger years ago. Went there from Vancouver. I think the Sharks just moved a couple guys too. The Flyers moved Joel Farabee and Morgan Frost. There's been Flyer fans that have been hating on the deal. I'm okay with it. The Flyers are still some years away, and if you can move some players whose name don't end in Michkov or Konechny, I'm okay with it. I mean, these players, I don't know if they ever were really going to meet the potential here. And sometimes, if you have players, young players, you move them, maybe they find their way on another team, and maybe they'll find their way with the Flames. They're good players. I mean, I liked Farabee and Frost. But I just didn't think it was going to work here with them. And we got some draft capital back and a couple players who I guess they're just going to give on a trial basis this season. Their contracts expire after the season. And the Flyers did open up some cap space in doing that. And this is a very important offseason for the Flyers. They're going to have a lot of draft capital in a deep draft to be able to get some more young talent. And also they opened up some cap space, and the cap's going up again this offseason. So the Flyers might be a player in the offseason for one of these better players. And if you can get a player that's basically as good, and maybe even as good as Farabee and Frost together in free agency, I mean, I'm for it. I don't really expect much for the Flyers the rest of the season. To me, the rest of the season is really about seeing what we have in the young talent. I'd like to see them call up some more guys from the Phantoms. I'd still like to see them trade Lawton and maybe Ristolainen if they can do that. Even if you just get like a couple second-round picks or something, or maybe a prospect or so in return. You're not going to get a whole lot back for them, but I think it would be an important thing for them to do. I think Lott's contract expires after this season, so if you can get something for him. I forgot what Risto's contract looks like after this year if it expires. He still has a year or two left. He's been pretty good. And Lawton's been a really good Flyer over the years. He's one of the guys that wears the letter. He's one of the alternate captains. But I think it's time to move on. I'm kind of surprised they didn't trade him last season, but or in the off season. And maybe they just wanted to see if they can get a little more for him this season. It's always one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of things. But I would like to see them, maybe make a couple moves. And I don't think there's going to be any earth-shattering anything. But if anything else, if they can get some more draft capital, again, in a deep draft coming up, I don't think they're going to have a top 5 pick. I just don't think they're going to be bad enough for that. I know it's a lottery system, and it's not like the worst team is always going to get the number 1 pick. But I think if they can kind of get in the top 7, and with the draft capital, maybe even make a move to the top 5 in the draft, that would be a good move for them. And again, like I said, the cap space. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why they moved on from Farabee and Frost, just to free up some cap space for them. Because I think they do want to start to be a player in free agency this offseason. It's still going to take some years. This team is still some years away, even if they get a really good player in the offseason or in the draft, because it's going to take time. They have some guys coming up through the system, through the pipeline. I think they have a really good young goalie in Russia. I think they're also going to be a player for that Russian free agent, if I forget his name. I'm never great with names. But I think they're one of the top candidates to land him. And obviously, look, they got Mishkov, they got some other Russians on the team, Fedotov and whatever. So they're starting to stockpile them, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, mentioned the Red Wings. I remember back in the day when they basically had a Russian All-Star team, and they were winning cups every year just about. So you can get more Ovs, that's all right, that's fine, or Kins or whatever on your team. It certainly worked for a lot of teams over the years, and I'm glad the Flyers are doing that. So we'll see. If they can land him, that would be good. Like I said, they have some guys coming up through the system. They do have, Bonk is coming up through the system, Chetlachenko. They have some other guys too. Their names are escaping me, but they have some decent prospects coming up. It's going to take time. Like I said, I'm not expecting it to be a cup contender over the next few years, but I think within 2-3 years, maybe they could be. And at that time, you're going to see some of these teams right now, right? They're getting older. They're going to start going down and doing their rebuild when the Flyers and maybe Columbus and some of those other teams are coming up. You might see the Penguins go into a little bit of a rebuild. You might see the Hurricanes go into a little bit of a rebuild. You might see the Capitals go into a little bit of a rebuild. Maybe even the Rangers too. And they got some older players. They got some good players, superstars. There's no doubt about that. But when the Flyers are ready to come up, maybe some of those teams are going down. Maybe you have a little changing of the guard, and the Flyers can be in those kind of standings, right, within the Metro Division. But it's going to take time. But I am excited for the future. I know it's always tough when you lose players that have been here for a bit, but I just think it was time. And look, when the Flyers are ready to take that next step, I don't know if Farabee or Frost would have been on the team then anyhow. So you get what you can for them. Okay, maybe they did what they felt was best. They did get some picks. They freed up some cap space, and they got some players that maybe they want to take a look at. And if it doesn't work out with them, they're only here for the rest of the season. You move on. So sometimes you have to make the tough moves, and in a way, I applaud Briere and Jonesy for making those moves, because I think there was a time they just wouldn't have done it. And sometimes you have to be bold. And the Flyers have shown that, at least with these moves, that they're bold. They'll make a move. If it means freeing up some cap space, getting some draft capital. And, we'll see. Again, I understand the argument on the other side too. But, because there was potential with those two players. I just don't think they met it here. I don't know if they would have. But, if they meet it in Calgary or in some other team down the road, more power to them. I just don't think it would have ever happened here. It's just my opinion, but that's how I see it. We'll see. Ovi's another goal closer to Gretzky. I don't know if he'll get it this season. I know they have that break for the Four Nations face-off. I don't know if he'll get the record. I think it would be super cool if he did, because an Ovechkin jersey with that 50 patch on there, that would happen. Whatever jersey he breaks the record in, I'm going to get. But I would love to get, if he did it this season, to get an Ovi with the 50 patch on there. Ooh! Which I might do anyhow. That's just such a nice looking patch. But if he gets that record this season, I think he's like 18 goals away. And I know time's starting to become a little bit of a factor here. But that would be awesome if he did it, because then that 50 patch on that jersey, though, the 50 piece. Oh, and if he does it in the black jersey, oh, stop it, MightyFan. That just oh, a man can dream. I mean, I do have the Screaming Eagle jersey, but it's the Adidas, so I would have to get the Fanatics one and get the patch on there. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. So we'll see. So hey, he's looking for history. There's still a chance. I still think it's probably going to be next season, so he's going to have to hang around for one more year. The gray's going to get grayer on him, but that's okay. He can still score goals. That man's just amazing. Like I said, he's the old. I saw Gretzky towards the end of his run, right, when he was, towards the end with the Kings, the Blues, the Rangers. I don't really remember him as an Oiler, and I know that it was like prime Gretzky years, him there, and then when he first went to L.A. But to me, Ovi's still the greatest goal scorer I've ever seen. It just he just consistently does it, and he basically has one. He just has that one slap shot, and it's just one of the biggest weapons in the league. No one can still stop it. It's amazing. He knows how to score goals, man, and it showed. I mean, when you get Gretzky's record, that's unbelievable, unbelievable. So there's that. We'll see. I think the trade deadline's Thursday. So we'll see if there's any other big moves. I know we had some big ones already, but, we'll see what happens. We'll see what my Flyers do. Like I said, I would kind of still like to see them move Lotz and Risto. And if they can do that, I mean, I'll be happy. Even one of those guys, I'll be happy. I think there's still work to do. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm excited for the future. I know this season's been, up and down. I know right now they're having trouble scoring goals, but, it's what it is. Mishkov certainly hit a wall. I don't like the way Torts is doing. I know he's Mr. Tough. He sits guys and benches guys, and to me, I know he's won a lot and he's done a lot for the sport, but I just don't think he's right for this team. They got a lot of young players, and I think you need to go. I would like to see them go in another direction in the offseason. I don't think they should fire him now. But I think in the offseason, maybe, or if things don't work out next season, maybe. I just don't know. I don't know if his way of coaching works with some of the young talent, particularly when you have a language barrier with a Mishkov. I think Mishkov has to be on the ice. You learn from mistakes on the ice. Has he made mistakes? Yes. But you got to learn from them. I look at all these players who became great players. I don't see them sitting. They were on the ice. When they made mistakes, they didn't just, sit them down the rest of the game. They played. He played through it. I know he's having some adversity right now. Like I said, I think he's hit a wall. He had a goal the other day that should have been a goal. But Patrick Wall complained too much, and they took it away. They said it was goalie interference. There's no way that was goalie interference. No way. But at any rate, so he's been on a bit of a goal drought, a bit of a point drought. But I think he'll be fine. I still think he's going to be a really good player in this league. It's just going to take time. And, not everyone comes out of the box like Sidney Crosby, right? Ovechkin, It takes time for some players. But I think, you got to stick with it. And I think you just got to learn from the mistakes he makes on the ice. I don't think sitting him, I just don't think it does any good. Particularly if it's a home game. The fans are there to see him. Okay? The Flyers are not winning. All right? But we're there to see Mishkov. So you sit him. It's like, well, what are we doing? Well, why are we here? I know TK's had a bit of a goal drought too. Look, I think some of the players have hit a wall. I think they understand they're not going to be a playoff team this year, and maybe moving on from Farabee and Frost is kind of, maybe it makes them feel a certain way. But I think at the end of the day, it's what's best for the team. It's what's best for the franchise. And going forward, I think they'll be better off. I really do. I think years from now, they're going to be a really good team. I believe it. I think they're run well. And I think, look, I know we're going to be disappointed with some of the moves they make, some of the players that are going to be gone. But I think the core is still there, and you're going to have some young guys come in to continue with the core, and now you're going to be a free agent player, where maybe you wouldn't have been otherwise this offseason. So, you just got to add. They have to add. They need more finishers on this team. They need more goal scorers on this team. They really do. They need some better pairings on defense. The goalie situation is going to be a thing. It's Philly. It's always going to be a thing here. So I'm not expecting some instant turnaround with that. But I would like to see some more guys that can put the puck in the net. I would like to see a little better defensive pairings outside of the top defensive pairing. And it's going to take time. And I'm in for it, man. I'm in for it for the long haul. I've been with this team for so long. I'm willing to sit through the rebuilding years until this team gets better. And I know my good buddy TJ fan, who's a diehard Flyer fan, he feels the same. You know, sometimes I have to calm him down. You know, he gets a little, you wouldn't know it, but he gets a little upset. Shout out to my buddy TJ fan. We're looking forward to seeing the Super Bowl, and my buddy Big Slim's going to be here for that too. So at any rate, I know I've gone on an hour and 5 minutes here. I had a lot of hats to share. I had some stories to tell. Talked a little about the NHL. Won't do it in every video, but every now and then, why not, right? It's in the life iced after all. We'll have a little NHL chit-chat, from time to time. I do follow the league as best I can. Obviously my Flyers, but, other than that too, there's a lot of really good players and there's a lot of interesting storylines, in the NHL. So it's a cool, pardon the pun, a cool league to follow. And their trades are a little more fair than in the NBA. Doncic for AD. It broke my brain. Like, how does that happen? How? And Mavericks, why didn't you come over to the East and ring the Sixers GM, get in their front offices here. Hey, we got Luka. What do you think? Big man for Luka? Well, we'll throw George into the mix too. Why not? Let him go. Him and his pinky. Honest to God. And I'm not a Joel hater. I'm not. But Luka and Maxey, now you're on that. You could have built with that. We have players that don't play. And then they blow a 30-point lead to the Celtics. At the end of the third quarter into the fourth quarter. Come on, Eagles. Win this Super Bowl, please. Please win this Super Bowl. I don't know if I can take it with the Sixers anymore. Oh, my God. I need this. I need this. Anyhow, everyone, thanks for tuning in here. What do you always got to do, right? Leave those likes. Like as many likes as we can. It's great for the algorithm for the channel, and it helps me, and I always appreciate all the support. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Right, you're gonna see stuff on this channel, right? Hey, huh? We got Blasty, we got the goat head. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of logos. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of good hats and jerseys and sports talk on this channel and all sorts of stuff. So you never want to miss an episode also. So you always got to hit that bell icon once you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you subscribe because I'm still looking for 2K subscribers on this channel. I'm hoping to get that before the end of the year. So, we keep moving along in the good direction for that, right? Let's get there and hit the bell icon so you're always notified to all future content from yours truly. I got to go. We're less than a week away from the Super Bowl. Revenge on the damn Swifties. Revenge on the Chiefs. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to have a video for the for the Season of the Fan series this week or not. I'm going to be real busy. You might excuse me on that. But I definitely, absolutely will have a video. If I can film a little during the game, we'll see. I have to be a host here. I have some friends coming over. So we're going to see. But if anything else, certainly rest assured after the game, for sure, we will have a video breaking down Super Bowl 59. Maybe I'll have my buddy Big Slim as a guest in that vid so you can hear from both of us on our thoughts and hopefully a win. I have a good feeling about it. I don't know why. I have a feeling like I did before Super Bowl 52. I have a feeling. I didn't exactly have that feeling before 57, but I have the same kind of feeling I had before Super Bowl 52, and we all know what happened then. All right, Patriot fans know. They know. They like to try to shove it aside, but they know. They know. So we'll see. I do have another jersey to share for the In the Life Ice series, but I might get to that next week. This is a real busy week. Tons of stuff going on. Got a Super Bowl, got my birds in the Super Bowl, got, just a lot to do. So if I don't get to those vids this week, I will certainly get to them next week. So be on the lookout for that. And like I said, thanks again for all the support to the channel. You all are wonderful. And, keep it up. All right, everyone. Well, another marathon vid for me, but what else is new, right? Death, taxes, and MightyFan's long videos on YouTube. That's just, that's how it's going to be. All right, well, you all take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Go Birds!